Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my shop. My name is Keith. I'm your host. Let's start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On with the show. We just came from the Rutland lathe where we did a turn and drill and tap, and then we parted it off. We just kind of bull-nosed or gave it a slight little radius. We don't know what that clearance is needed for, but if we have to grind it or put that in there when we go to fit it up in the compound, we will. What we come over here to the mill for now is to put that set screw resting location right here and drill and tap and put the ACME threads through this. Alright. I put in the edge finder here, so we want to reconfirm that we are still in line with our vise and whether we're zero with the back edge or not. And our suspicions are right. And we're just backing up to it to do it for the second time. Recheck our zero. And we got it. Alright, we came over half of it. Now we reset it for zero. There we are, we're center there. This is 1 inch diameter. 1 inch, 1/1000th or so, and we're just going to call it 1 inch. We're going to come over 500 thousandths. Everything will be done right exactly on center line. Alright. Now we can go ahead and we can put in our first tool in our part here. Now I put a parallel here so that we can overhang. We need to overhang that about that much. Right there. Okay, we're going to find a 1/4 inch end mill. Got lucky. We took the part over, and this is actually a 7/32 slot, and we happen to have a brand new 7/32 end mill. 4 flute center cutting. And let's take a measurement and we'll find out how deep this is actually supposed to be. We got 1 inch across here, and if we measure down in the depth there, we got 909. So it's basically about 90 thousandths on the depth. Alright, and we'll engage that. We're on center. Okay, there's a full circle. We're going to set 0 there, and we're going to take it 90 from there. There we go. Alright, we'll come across there, and then we'll find our center of our hole and drill for our ACME. Okay, I just took my edge finder and put it in upside down so that I can use it to help me align this part end to end. With this part, and I say that's pretty darn good right there. Okay. This thing is totally adjustable up and down, so there's no need to touch off and figure exactly to the thousandths. We also figured that our tap size was 1/2 inch. And put the 1/2 inch drill bit right into the collet here so it's not steering off. We're going to take it easy going into here, but it's going to be an interrupted cut, but it's actually going to start on a little flat. And we'll slow it down. There we go. A little slower. All right. Coming in. Okay, now we need to put in our tap follower. And let's lower our table down until we can get our tap in here. There we go. All right. We put it away. We shut off our phase converter just so we have a little piece that we don't really need to run it while we're hand tapping here. It gives us no energy. All right. This Tobin bronze is some stout material. You can see the way it was drilled. I didn't have the sharpest 1/2 inch drill, but it was giving it its run for its money there. Okay, we're going to stand it up now and go through it again, but we're going to bring this all the way out and clear our tap. Okay. I'm going to lightly snug it just a little bit here, and we just want to get the alignment here so that we're in line with the chuck, or the vise I should say, and it looks pretty good. Okay. Same thing as before. We're going to run it all the way through till it comes out the other side, and then we're going to turn it 180 and go through the other direction. Okay. There we go. And they're a little bit more cut. You know, it's funny, you wouldn't think if this tool was made right that it would cut the same going both ways and it wouldn't pick up any extra material, but I have always found that the Acme taps do that. All right, let's blow it out and clean it up. All right, this is after dinner time here. We decided to come back out here because we have several jobs to come in, and all of a sudden we're going to need this machine. This is how things go. You know, you want to tear down, you want to fix something, you got a little slow down. As soon as you got it to the position where it's a lot of work to put it back together, and then take it back apart to finish up what you need to do, or you just get it done and get it back together. So what I'm going to do is tonight, I went out this morning, I wanted to get gray Marine-Tex, but I couldn't find gray. The hardware store that I went to said they had it, but by the time I got there, of course, somebody that stocks the shelf had them split between the two things, and somebody did the inventory wrong in the store. So we kind of settled for white. Same product, just different color. Okay, now every time that thing rolls back and I see the break, I look at it and I think about it anyway. But I thought, well, hey, why not white? At least when it goes back and everything is dirty and everything else, and if you see a white chunk in there, you know it's still in there, right? Okay, well, let's just rationalize it so I can get this job done. All right, tonight I'm pulling off. I'm going to slide that the rest of the way off, and we're going to saturate, and we're going to get this clean. And I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of how I clean that up, fill it in with Marine-Tex, and then blend it back in so that nothing gets stuck into the ways when we get this thing all back together. Tomorrow we got new material coming in for our ACME rods, and we're going to be going ahead and replacing half of the shaft on each one of our screws, the compound and the crossfeed. And then we're going to have, that'll give us a new male thread, and of course we got our new nuts already finished up. Isn't that funny how one's always bigger than the other? We'll go ahead and we'll set that over there, because I'm going to I think I'm going to slide this off, turn it upside down. We're going to lay it right here next to this one so we can take a look at it. And we'll go ahead and we'll pop the nuts out here just so that we can lay it flat. All right. Boy, for the years that this has got on it, this ain't bad at all. Got pretty well wiped down with the rag here. We got a little container here, and we went and got some acetone. So we're just going to give ourselves a little quantity of acetone in here. This has got to be scrubbed good. Better than good. This has got to be scrubbed. So we got acid brushes to brush in there, and then we got a wire brush, stainless steel wire brush. Nice clean one, and we're just going to give that a real good douche. The cast broke off, and it actually has a natural surface condition that really is good for sticking Marine-Tex into it and getting it to hold. Okay, now we're gonna flood it a couple times and be pretty fluent all over here. And take some rags here, and we're wiping out past our area here, making sure that all the oil all around here Okay, now we're going to saturate it some more, and we're going to take compressed air and we're going to blow into there. Because we want to try to clear out that rough surface really, really well. So we're going to douche it, blow it, douche it, blow it. Okay, I'm going to get my other camera to get a really nice crisp shot of what it looks like in there up close. Okay, I see one little tiny dark spot right in here. And I'm going to take a scribe and see if I can pick that out. Yep. It was a loose piece in there. And that's a good place to hold a little bit of grit and dirt. I'm going to scrub it a little bit more with this. I don't think they need that one. Okay. All right, we're going to get another good close look at that. See, I can see that's the dark spot right there. But it's not stained now, it's just a shadow. We're gonna scratch it a little bit more with our scribe, and we're gonna scrub that up, but I think we got most of that oil spot out of there. All right, I like that. I think we're good. We're clean. All right. Now I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to lay it along the bottom. We definitely don't need to have anything there. And then I'm going to take 2 pieces of shim stock, which are banding material. That'll give us about 15 thousandths. I'm going to put it in there, and then a sheet of aluminum with a piece of tape on it so I can break it loose underneath here, holding that V out. And then we're going to fill that hole in and then just kind of make sure it's a little bit higher than this so we can blend this in. So it's kind of the short of what I'm going to do. Okay. First I'm just going to slip this in here. There we go. This is a piece that we kind of did a little fit up here so we know how this is fitting up, and this thickness right here looks real good down in the root. That'll let some material come right down into the root. We'll be able to dress that right off, so we make sure that we have material down in there. Also, it lets a little bit of air go out, so you know when you got this stuff doesn't flow and sink down in there, but you have to have a little bit of a gap. So anyway, we're going to take a piece of tape here, and this is so we can put it right down in where we want it. And we know that we can get it and take it apart. All right, now this goes in here. We could put it right there, but we want a little bit of plus material. So these shims, or I should say strapping material, always makes a nice little shim pocket. And we're just going to go ahead and make sure that we're just outside of those areas. Okay, that looks good right there. Now we're going to drop a 5/8 rod in here because the rod roundness acts like a wedge and holds this flat against that surface in there. And then we found that these little tiny screw jacks fit right in here. I tried originally with a piece of 5/8, I mean a 3/4, but these screw jacks weren't quite short enough, so I changed it out to a piece of 5/8. The reason why you're holding it with this much support is because you want to make sure that you're forcing and you get that Marine-Tex down into that pocket and create a good mold and good high spots and everything else. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and mix up our Marine-Tex and force it down into the opening there. All right, this is a 2-part epoxy mixture. And okay, you got to pull it out and read it, but I forget how many parts. Well, maybe it's right on one of these right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, mix thoroughly entire contents of catalyst for smaller quantities. 5-part Marine-Tex to 1-part catalyst by volume. Okay. The bigger kit gives you a little popsicle stick. So I'm going to look up for a mixing surface and a putty knife. A couple things that I usually use for mixing up is either a 2-inch 2x4. I have a ton of these left over because I don't use them anymore, and I had a big case of those. But plexiglass, those are used 4x4s. I like that. Aluminum flashing, I always have that around, and I like to use that as well. And that's not going to fit in there, so we're going to find a big blade screwdriver. Okay, so 1 part of this, or 5 parts of this to 1 part of catalyst. Okay, and before we even set that down, we're going to wipe off that nice screwdriver. Okay, and all right, I'm going to say that's good. Marine-Tex gets a little looser or a little softer, smoother after the catalyst is added to it. It's actually really hard like putty when it comes out of that container, but it really does mellow out. Okay, now we just make sure that everything on our blade there was mixed up. Now I'm going to take a little rod, probably a welding rod. That way I don't have to worry about cleaning it up. Okay, I just want to make sure there's no air down in here. I think we got it all the way down in there. It probably takes a lot less than we thought. We mixed up. Okay. It does sound like wood. I'm not worried about it. I just want to make sure that we are higher, and we're, you know, I've got it spaced out, so we've got more into the way side. We got some height in it here. It's like one of those things, you just would you put some stuff on there and just walk away? Okay, we're not going to touch it anymore. Okay, acetone thins it out and cuts it off your fingers, takes it off the putty knife. All right, so now we can close up shop and come back out here tomorrow when it's all cured, and then we'll be able to blend that in. We should be able to take care of this, clean, and just make sure that our slide is fitting here. We'll adjust it as best as we can and get that part all cleaned up and oiled, ready to start putting our lead screw together. And then we're going to check out the thrust of our lead screw and a couple other things before that ACME all thread gets in here between 10 and 1 o'clock tomorrow. All right, new announcement. The best ball caps in the community are back in stock right now. Now, anybody that's worn one of my Adams caps with the cool lining, adjustable strap, knows that I'm walking the talk and I'm getting her done on ball caps. Now, there are a couple new changes to the ball cap. On my turn right ball cap, I'm offering it now in a solid color. We're doing them in black and we're doing them in navy. Now, we carried over the same cap, the same great ball cap, the Adams cap, with the Patriot Attitude artwork on the front. And the emoji I was using at the time when I designed this ball cap is still on the side of it. I like it. I'm going to continue with that same style right here. This is the black. I also have it in the Mississippi mud. I have it in the charcoal. Charcoal is pretty close to the black, but it is a little lighter. These are stone finish ball caps. This is also in the navy as well. Now, at the last time when we came out with the Patriot Attitude, we had several camouflage caps, and the most popular ended up being the XD3 made by Pacific. Okay, this hat doesn't, I'm not sure if this hat floats in the water. I haven't proven it yet, and I'm not going to claim it does, but I am going to claim it was the most popular camouflage hat at the time, and we offer the Patriot Attitude in that as well. All right, I just wanted to bring you up to speed and let you know that I have the ball caps back in stock.